Welcome back into the Sports Source. Scott and Lisa Mellon, as well as all their folks at Games and Things, hope you have a warm and blessed Christmas and a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. All of our clients wishing everybody a happy Christmas this time of year, and I thank all of them for being a part of this show. Back with the three wise men I teased before, and I was using the term loosely. I'm kidding. How wise would I be if I'm paying you guys to be here?
I thought you were referring to you three, and then I was the camel.
Will Overstreet, Mike Stoll, and Ryan Callahan right here. What are the keys to victory against Iowa in the Citrus Bowl? You guys aren't going to be here for our Citrus Bowl preview next week. We'll mention that later. So I'm going ahead and get your keys early. Ryan Callahan.
I'll start with the offensive line just in general, run blocking and the pass protection side because they're still banged up.
You got a lot of strange guys starting.
Yes, and you probably have Dane Davis at tackle, Jackson Lampley at guard. I mean, it's going to be a makeshift group. It worked okay against Vanderbilt. Iowa plays defense though, and they like to muck up games. They want to make it 17-10. So if they play the way they are capable of and they are good up front, Tennessee's going to have a challenge on the offensive line because that group is makeshift at best. Well,
and you just hope none of those guys get hurt because it's the extra point crew. The guys starting, the guys that go down on extra points. All right, Mike Stoll, what's key to victory?
So I think Tennessee comes out first drive. If you go and you score on your first drive, I think that's probably it for Iowa because they are not known for scoring lots of points. And, I mean, you hit a couple of big plays. I'll be curious to see what the athletic ability is between Tennessee and Iowa. I think Tennessee has much more speed, much more athletic ability. If they can use that and scheme that, Josh Heupel's had some time. I think they go out and score early or on the first drive. I think it's over, to be honest.
Will Overstreet, keys.
Here's my thing. I think on defense, even though Iowa's offense is offensive in a lot of ways, I think what you have to say to them is they're going to look at that Missouri game tape, and they're going to say, big boy up, and we're going to run outside zone. And so you got to be prepared for that kind of game. You're not going to be pass rushing this game. You're not going to get sacks. Your guys don't need to pin their ears back. They need to get ready for outside zone. And if that's a game where they can continue to be in that, I worry about this game a little bit because this is one of the games they're going to keep the ball away. And if they can get success doing that, they won't stop doing it. They're not going to get and they go, oh, you know what? They're going to run it left and call play right. And those are going to be the two plays they run if that's working, and they won't stop. So you better hope that you get them out of that and that your offense gets a little bit of points and makes them get into a passing game because then it's your game. But if you don't, this is going to be a long night.
Here's the thing, though. If you get them into the passing game, you get 7 guys who are already in the portal. So not only do you have question marks all over your offensive line, you're also not going to have Jalen Wright. You're not going to have Jabari Small. So it's going to be Dylan Sampson, I guess Cam Selden. But your defensive backfield is – all these young guys that we've been wanting to see all year, you're going to see them in Orlando. I think that people are underestimating. I think it's the best matchup possible because Iowa isn't going to score many points, theoretically. That doesn't mean it's a cakewalk and a gimme. Not with Tennessee's offense and not with all the people they've got out.
And I'll say this, a sneaky key to this game still is finding ways to make big plays because I think they're so banged up at receiver still. No Dante Thornton, obviously no Brew McCoy. That group's still not loaded. It's going to be a lot of Chaz Nimrod and guys like that playing a lot of football. You got to find a way to generate big plays in the passing game against a defense that doesn't like giving those up at all.
And I can tell you right now, I'd have Milton throwing 1,000,000 deep balls. I don't care if he overshoots 15 of them. If he hits 2, you're probably going to win the game. I'm throwing deep balls left and right. It may look like a Hail Mary.
And like I said, if that offense is doing what they're doing, you're not going to get the ball very much, right? And like you're not going to have a whole lot of series. There's not going to be a lot of times you're going to get that ball. They're going to shorten this game. And so you've got to, when you have those opportunities, take your shot to get 7.
All right. I like actually, though, for the defensive backs, there's a drop-off. You don't know what you're going to get. But I also think you're not going to be, tested like you are against an Alabama receiver or a Georgia receiver or an SEC type of quarterback. You've got a guy that's okay at best. So you've got a little bit of comfort there.
I think it's big that they got Jalen McCullough still there for this game. I know that's crazy to say. A lot of people have ridden him pretty hard the last couple of years, but he had a pretty solid year. I think it's big that he's back there this game.
Very good. Good takes from The two wise men and the camel. When we come back, we got more UT football. Oh, well, let me go ahead and remind our director is keeping me on my toes right there. Good job. Next week, we got our Citrus Bowl preview right here. It's our normal time. We'll be here from 11 to 12:30, 90 minutes. We're going to get you ready for that game. It's going to be a fun one, and we'll be a little bit more serious next week than we have been this week. Maybe a little. Citrus Bowl preview next week. When we come back, though, we're going to wrap this up with a ton more holiday questions about UT football. Come on back on the Sports Source.